What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 5 of Running Motivation 90 Seconds. Today we're going to talk about all my dirty running stories. Alright, so maybe not all of my dirty running stories, but here's one story that you definitely should hear. So, when I was in high school, we used to get to and from all our cross-country meets in this great big 15-passenger van. Our coach worked at this church and we rode everywhere in the church van. It was the best. So one day we all climbed into this van and we were on our way to this meet. On the way there, in typical Florida fashion, the weather got really bad and it started raining really hard and the winds were blowing super hard and we thought for sure our race would get canceled. But we were super excited for this race because this particular course was what they called the grass track or the grass speedway. So this particular course was all flat, the grass was cut super short, it was 3 loops, and it was a fast course. In fact, people always went there expecting to get a PR. So eventually we made it to the course and we quickly realized that there was not going to be fast times today because one area of the course was completely underwater. And I'm not talking just a little bit underwater, I'm talking like halfway up the leg underwater. Now thankfully there were several races before ours, so we were able to watch all these teams and runners go through and figure out how to make their way through this water. But with each passing loop and each passing race, that water quickly became mud and people were getting muddier and dirtier and dirtier and dirtier and dirtier to the point that we could not even tell who was on what team because they were covered in mud. And the best part about the mud was because it was so thick and so wet that people's shoes and socks were getting stuck in the mud. There was literally so much suction to it that they were getting ripped off their feet. After about 30 to 40 minutes of this, we quickly realized, oh shoot, our race is next. And it was time to warm up and get ready for the race. But we had the advantage because we had actually stood here and watched all those runners go by, so we knew the best track and the best way to go through this mud. So maybe this story wasn't that kind of dirty.
You nasties.
I mean, after all, there are children that watch this channel. See? But anyways, what does this have to do with you? Well, let me ask you this. How many times in your own running life have you been caught off guard by a metaphorical mud pit? You know, something that's so deep and so hard to get through that you just seem to get sucked down into it. Maybe it's something, maybe it's someone. How many times has something or someone pulled you down into the mud and not let you go? How many times has something or someone made you dirty so you couldn't identify who you really were? What are those mud pits in your life? Who are the mud pits in your life? Stop and think for a second. Who or what are those things doing that to you? Why are they doing that to you? Here is what you need to do. Ignore the haters. Put on those hater blockers on. Break free from the chains of the people and things that are holding you back. You have an infinite potential to do amazing things. Don't let someone else or something, like the mud, suck you down and pull all that goodness out of you. Don't let that metaphorical mud stop you from accomplishing what you believe and what you can do. Remember, it's not a matter of if the mud is coming, but when the mud is coming. So, be ready, run fast, run hard, be strong, and just keep on running.